Have you ever found yourself waking up night after night, glancing at the clock, and realizing it's only been a couple of hours since you last got up to use the bathroom? For many older adults, this pattern becomes so normal that they almost forget what a full night of restful sleep feels like. Imagine drifting off peacefully, only to be pulled out of your dreams by that all-too-familiar urge. You shuffle in the dark, careful not to trip, and by the time you return to bed, your body feels restless. Sometimes it takes minutes, or even hours, to fall back asleep. And in the morning, you feel tired, groggy, and a little frustrated. If that sounds familiar, you are certainly not alone. Millions of people over 60 quietly live with this nightly interruption, often thinking it's just another unavoidable part of aging. But what if I told you that something as simple as what you drink in the evening could make a real difference? Tonight, I want to share with you a gentle but powerful solution, one that isn't about pills or complicated routines, but about giving your body what it truly needs. This isn't some miracle cure or gimmick. Instead, it's based on practical wisdom, scientific understanding, and the lived experiences of countless seniors who found relief. By the end of this video, you'll understand not only what juice can help reduce nighttime trips to the bathroom, but also why it works, how to prepare it safely, and the small lifestyle shifts that can make it even more effective. So stay with me, because this might be the key to reclaiming your nights and waking up with a clearer, lighter spirit. Before we go further, let me gently encourage you to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. We create these videos with you in mind, real solutions, real conversations, and a place where you can feel supported in your health journey. Think of it like sitting down with a trusted friend who wants the very best for you. So if better sleep, stronger health, and more peace of mind matter to you, make sure you don't miss what's coming next. Now, let's step back for a moment and understand what's really happening when you keep waking up in the night. Doctors call it nocturia, which simply means waking up to urinate more than once per night. Some people wake up 2 or 3 times, others 4 or 5. And while it might sound like a small inconvenience, the truth is, it can slowly drain the joy out of your evenings. Sleep is the body's repair shop. It's when your brain organizes memories, when your heart and blood vessels get a chance to rest, and when your immune system builds strength. When sleep is broken again and again, your energy suffers, your mood shifts, and even your relationships can feel the strain. I once spoke with a gentleman in his late 70s who told me, "I feel like my nights belong to my bladder, not to me." That simple sentence carried so much weight, because behind it was frustration, exhaustion, and a quiet longing for rest. So why does this happen more as we age? Part of the answer lies in how our bodies change over time. The bladder itself can lose some of its elasticity, meaning it holds less comfortably. Hormones that regulate urine production at night, especially one called vasopressin, can decrease with age, so the kidneys continue making more urine when we should be resting. Add to that common health conditions like diabetes, heart issues, or an enlarged prostate in men, and you can see why nighttime bathroom trips become a frequent companion. And then there are lifestyle factors, like what we drink before bed. Caffeine, alcohol, and sugary beverages all nudge the bladder into overdrive. But here's the hopeful part: just as certain drinks can make things worse, others can soothe the body and encourage more peaceful nights. This brings me to the heart of our conversation. The idea of a bedtime juice that helps calm nighttime urges. You may be wondering, how can a simple juice make such a difference? The answer lies in the natural properties of specific fruits and vegetables, compounds that reduce bladder irritation, support kidney function, and gently regulate fluid balance. Think of it less like medicine and more like nourishment. Our ancestors often turned to plants and natural remedies long before pharmacies existed, and while we benefit from modern medicine today, there is still deep wisdom in those traditions. Even well-respected medical references acknowledge that diet plays a crucial role in bladder health. The right nutrients, taken consistently, can shift how the body feels and functions at night. One of the most powerful examples comes from tart cherries. This humble fruit is rich in natural melatonin, the same hormone your body produces to signal that it's time to sleep. When consumed in juice form in the evening, tart cherries not only help improve sleep quality but also seem to calm inflammation in the bladder and urinary tract. That means you're not only falling asleep more easily, but you're also reducing some of the irritation that might trigger those nighttime wake-ups. In fact, a well-known study from the European Journal of Nutrition found that older adults who drank tart cherry juice saw significant improvements in their sleep patterns compared to those who didn't. While no single food is a magic fix, this kind of evidence shows us how the right choice at the right time can create meaningful change. But let's make this more personal. I remember speaking with a retired schoolteacher who shared her story about tart cherry juice. She had been waking up 3 or 4 times every night, and it was wearing her down. Her daughter suggested she try a small glass of tart cherry juice before bed. At first, she was skeptical. After all, she had tried so many things already, cutting down coffee, going to bed earlier, even limiting water. But within just a week, she noticed she was sleeping through until around 4 in the morning before waking up. It may not sound like much, she said, but to me, that stretch of rest felt like heaven. Her eyes welled up as she described how it changed her mornings. She could get up, make her tea, and feel ready for the day. That's the kind of simple, life-giving difference we're talking about here. Of course, tart cherries are not the only option. Another calming juice comes from blueberries, which are packed with antioxidants that protect the bladder lining and reduce inflammation. Some seniors prefer pear juice, known for being gentle on the bladder compared to citrus fruits, which can be irritating. The key is finding what your body responds to. Not everyone reacts the same way, and sometimes it takes a bit of experimenting. What matters most is that you approach it with patience and self-kindness, knowing that small, consistent habits often create the biggest results over time. Now, before you rush to the store, let me gently remind you of something important. Juice is powerful, but it's not a free pass to drink as much as you like. Too much of any juice, especially if it's high in sugar, can work against your health. The goal here isn't to flood your body but to give it just the right amount of support. A small glass, around 4 ounces, is usually enough before bedtime. Think of it like a nightly ritual, a moment to care for yourself. Pour it slowly, sit down, and treat it as an act of nourishment rather than just another task to check off. Sometimes it's the intention behind the habit that makes it most meaningful. When we talk about nighttime bathroom trips, it's also worth mentioning the emotional side. For many older adults, the frustration isn't just about lost sleep, it's about dignity. No one likes the feeling of being tethered to the bathroom or the worry of disturbing a partner's rest. One woman confided to me that she and her husband of 40 years now sleep in separate rooms, not because of arguments, but because she didn't want to wake him each time she got up. That kind of quiet sacrifice can weigh heavily on a person's heart. That's why something as simple as the right juice in the evening isn't just about better sleep, it's about restoring confidence, comfort, and even closeness in relationships. When you sleep well, you not only feel better in your body but also in your connections with the people who matter most. Now, while juice is a wonderful tool, let's remember that it works best when paired with a few gentle lifestyle adjustments. Think of it like tending a garden. The right soil, water, and sunlight all play their part. For example, it's wise to be mindful of how much fluid you drink in the 2 hours leading up to bedtime. This doesn't mean restricting yourself all day. Hydration is essential, but simply being thoughtful in the evening can make a big difference. Another helpful step is to limit caffeine and alcohol after mid-afternoon. Both act as diuretics, meaning they increase urine production, which is the last thing you want at night. And for those who enjoy herbal teas, choose ones that are naturally calming and non-irritating, like chamomile, instead of peppermint or citrus blends which can sometimes aggravate the bladder. Position also matters. Some experts suggest elevating your legs in the late afternoon or early evening for about 30 minutes. You can do this by lying down and propping your feet on a pillow. Why? Because during the day, fluid can pool in the lower part of the body, especially if you've been standing or sitting for long stretches. When you elevate your legs, it helps that fluid return to circulation and be processed by the kidneys earlier, so your body clears it before you go to sleep. It's a small practice that many seniors find surprisingly effective. Imagine pairing that with your nightly glass of tart cherry or blueberry juice. It's like setting the stage for your best night's rest. Another point worth sharing is that bladder health doesn't exist in isolation. It's connected to the overall harmony of the body. Stress, for example, can make nighttime bathroom trips worse. The reason is simple: when you're tense, your muscles, including those in the bladder, become more sensitive. This is why relaxation practices, like deep breathing before bed or gentle stretching, can complement your evening juice ritual. Some people even find that journaling for 5 minutes, simply writing down worries or gratitudes, helps quiet the mind enough to drift into deeper sleep. As the American philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "The first wealth is health." Caring for your body in these small, intentional ways is a form of wealth that pays back with energy, clarity, and joy. Now, you might be wondering, what if I've tried everything and I'm still up at night? That's an important question, and one I want to answer with honesty and compassion. Sometimes, frequent nighttime urination can be a sign of an underlying condition that deserves attention, like sleep apnea, heart issues, or even certain medications you may be taking. That's why it's always wise to have an open conversation with your doctor. Bring it up during your visits, even if it feels minor. Too often, seniors dismiss their own discomfort because they don't want to be a burden. But you matter, and your rest matters. And sometimes, a small adjustment in medication timing or a gentle medical checkup can reveal something simple and solvable. Your nightly comfort is worth that conversation. At the same time, never underestimate the ripple effect of even modest improvements. One man in his early 80s told me he went from waking up 5 times each night to just twice, after he began drinking tart cherry juice in the evening and lifting his legs before dinner. He laughed and said, "I still get up sometimes, but at least now I dream between trips." That playful perspective is powerful. It reminds us that progress doesn't always mean perfection, it means reclaiming pieces of your life, one night at a time. The beauty of using juice as part of your evening ritual is that it feels natural. There's no stigma, no complicated instructions, just a comforting, familiar act. Pouring a glass, sitting in your favorite chair, perhaps sharing the moment with a spouse, it becomes a signal to your body that rest is near. And that, in itself, can be healing. Small rituals often anchor us more deeply than big, dramatic changes. They give structure to our days and reassurance to our nights. Think of how a lullaby soothes a child. In the same way, your nightly juice becomes a lullaby for your body, reminding it that it is safe to rest. As we move deeper into this discussion, I want you to remember one guiding truth: your body is not betraying you. Aging is not a punishment, it's a journey, one that brings both challenges and wisdom. Waking up in the night is not a failure on your part, it's simply a signal that your body needs care and attention in new ways. And that's where these gentle, natural solutions come in. They aren't about forcing your body into submission but about listening to it, understanding it, and giving it what it quietly asks for. When we meet our bodies with kindness, they often respond with gratitude. Let's talk a bit about timing, because when you drink your evening juice matters just as much as what's in the glass. Many seniors make the mistake of sipping it too close to bedtime, only to find themselves needing the bathroom shortly after lying down. The trick is to enjoy your juice about 1 to 2 hours before sleep. This gives your body enough time to absorb the nutrients, let the calming compounds do their work, and process the fluid without overloading your bladder at the very moment you want to drift off. Think of it as preparing the stage before the curtain rises. When you time it right, you set yourself up for a smoother, more restful night. Now, some of you may be wondering, what about fresh juice versus store-bought? That's a wonderful question. Freshly made juice, especially when you use whole fruits like tart cherries, blueberries, or pears, is often the best choice. It avoids added sugars and preservatives that can irritate the bladder or spike your blood sugar. But I also understand that not everyone has the time, tools, or energy to juice at home. That's perfectly okay. If you're buying from the store, look for labels that say, 100% juice, no added sugar, and preferably not from concentrate. These small choices make a big difference. And remember, you don't need a large bottle. Sometimes even a small carton can last a week if you're only sipping a small glass each evening. For those who are managing conditions like diabetes, the idea of juice can feel tricky. You might be concerned about sugar content, and rightly so. This is where portion control becomes essential. 4 ounces, about half a cup, is usually enough to deliver benefits without overloading your system. You can also consider diluting juice with water or sparkling water to reduce sugar while still enjoying the flavor and benefits. One gentleman I spoke with swore by his evening cherry spritzer, where he mixed a little tart cherry juice with plain sparkling water. He said it made him feel like he was enjoying something special, almost like a nightly toast to his health. That kind of creativity keeps routines enjoyable, rather than feeling like restrictions. Another element worth noting is consistency. Just like exercise or meditation, the benefits of juice build over time. Drinking it once or twice may not bring dramatic change, but making it part of your nightly rhythm can. It's similar to the way we care for plants. Watering them once won't transform them, but tending to them daily allows them to grow strong. Give your body a couple of weeks to adjust, and pay attention to how your nights shift. You might notice you fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, or feel more refreshed in the morning. These are signs that your body is responding. And while we're on the subject of mornings, let's not overlook how a good night's sleep can transform your days. Waking up with energy allows you to engage in the things you love, gardening, walking, reading, or spending time with grandchildren, without that heavy fog of fatigue. One woman told me that after finally finding relief from her nightly bathroom trips, she felt brave enough to sign up for a watercolor class she'd been putting off for years. "I just didn't have the stamina before," she admitted. That's the beautiful ripple effect of better sleep. It restores not only your body but also your spirit, your curiosity, and your willingness to embrace life's joys. It's also important to remember that the body thrives on balance. Along with juice, pay attention to the foods you eat throughout the day. Diets rich in whole grains, vegetables, and lean protein support bladder and kidney health, while processed foods high in salt and sugar can make things worse. In particular, too much salt can cause your body to hold onto extra fluid, which then gets processed at night. Reducing salt, while adding potassium-rich foods like bananas and leafy greens, can help restore equilibrium. It's a small shift, but when combined with your evening juice, it creates a stronger foundation for restful sleep. And here's something I don't want you to miss: celebrating progress. Too often, we're hard on ourselves when health issues arise. We want solutions fast, and we can feel discouraged if change is slow. But every step you take matters. If you go from 5 trips a night to 3, that is worth honoring. If you manage to fall back asleep more quickly after waking, that is progress. Every victory, no matter how small, deserves recognition. This mindset keeps you encouraged, and encouragement fuels consistency. As the motivational speaker Jim Rohn once said, success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Your evening juice is one of those simple disciplines that can, over time, bring profound results. Now, let me address one more question that often comes up: isn't waking up at night just part of getting older? Should I even bother trying to change it? My answer is this: yes, it may be common, but common does not mean inevitable. Aging does bring changes, but many of those changes can be softened, managed, or even reversed with the right care. Just because something is widespread doesn't mean you have to accept it as your personal destiny. You are not powerless, and your nights don't have to belong to your bladder. You can reclaim them, one choice at a time. So now you know that the right juice, taken at the right time, in the right way, can become a gentle but powerful ally for your sleep. Whether it's tart cherry with its natural melatonin, blueberries with their antioxidant power, or pear juice with its bladder-friendly gentleness, each of these choices represents a small step toward reclaiming the rest you deserve. And what I love most about this solution is that it doesn't feel like a chore. It's not another pill to swallow, another prescription to manage. It's a natural, soothing habit you can actually look forward to. Imagine ending your evening not with frustration about the night ahead, but with a quiet moment of nourishment and hope. I want to take a moment here to speak directly to you. If you've been struggling with nighttime wake-ups, please know this. You are not weak, you are not failing, and you are not alone. This challenge is real, and it takes a toll, but it does not define you. You are more than your bladder, more than your sleep struggles. You are a whole person with stories, wisdom, and so much still to experience. By giving yourself the gift of something as simple as a nightly juice ritual, you are choosing to care for yourself with tenderness. And that choice matters deeply. As you begin, remember to keep it simple. A small glass, about an hour or two before bed, paired with mindful evening habits, less caffeine late in the day, elevating your legs for a bit, and creating a calm bedtime environment. These steps are not grand or complicated, but together they create a powerful foundation for better rest. Think of it as building a bridge toward the kind of nights you long for, nights of fewer interruptions, deeper dreams, and mornings that greet you with energy instead of exhaustion. I also encourage you to share this journey with someone you trust. Talk about it with your spouse, a close friend, or even your doctor. Sometimes the very act of voicing what you're experiencing lifts a weight from your shoulders. You may be surprised how many people around you are quietly dealing with the same issue. Sharing your experience could open the door for them to find relief too. As the writer Maya Angelou once said, when we share our stories, we give other people permission to share theirs. Your openness may become someone else's turning point. And let's not forget the joy of ritual. As you pour your evening juice, let it become more than just a drink. Light a candle, play soft music, or take a few deep breaths before you sip. These small touches transform the act into something soothing and sacred. Over time, your mind and body will begin to associate that moment with rest, creating a sense of calm even before you climb into bed. It's a way of telling yourself, I deserve peace tonight. And you truly do. Now, if you take only one thing away from this video, let it be this. Small, consistent choices can create big changes. The path to better sleep is not about perfection, it's about persistence. Tonight, pour yourself that small glass of juice, take a deep breath, and give yourself permission to rest. Tomorrow night, do it again. And slowly, steadily, you may find that the nights belong to you once more. Before we close, I want to gently remind you, if you found this conversation helpful, please subscribe to our channel. We are here for you, week after week, offering guidance, encouragement, and practical wisdom for your health and well-being. By subscribing, you not only support us, but you also ensure you'll always have a trusted companion on this journey of aging with strength and grace. And if you know someone else who struggles with waking up in the night, share this video with them. You never know how much it could mean. You are worthy of rest, worthy of health, and worthy of mornings filled with lightness and joy. Tonight, as you pour your glass, let it be a reminder, even the simplest acts of care can lead to the deepest healing. Sleep well, my friend, and may tomorrow greet you with renewed strength and peace.